Happy Money Monday, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, I'm on my soapbox today, but we also have a lot of new community members to On My Own Financial. So welcome to Money Monday. If you're used to this process, we're here every Money Monday at 12:15 just to answer your questions, maybe for you to hear about a new topic or just get up to date with the community. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm Jayla. I'm an attorney. I'm a certified financial advisor. I'm an author, and I'm also your wealth best friend. I created this platform with Black women in mind because often we're discovering ourselves, our voices, while being breadwinners or moms, and we're in need of community or support or accountability or all of the above, and we definitely need a safe space to discuss money and be real. So I strive to be real. I know Instagram is not known for realness, but as you can see, my Instagram is not cute. It's educational, it's motivational, or it's funny. Like, that's what you're going to get from On My Own Financial. Real. And it's also a Black woman stan account. Like, I love us for real. So you're going to get a lot of positivity. I value community, mental health, positivity, no judgment, and success, however you define it. So I'm here. I'm here for you. And I'm happy to see that everybody is here checking into Money Monday. I also seek to be disruptive. I'm into the industries that don't listen to Black women or don't pay attention to Black women or value Black women, hoping that narrative will change. And the only way it does is if they hear our voices. So more about me. I love music. I'm a Pisces, so I'm highly sensitive, but I'm also very, very, very loyal and consistent. As you can see, I'm here Money Mondays. You can check the episodes. Like, this has got to be in the 30s for episodes every week, y'all. I also build relationships. I care about you if I offer you the time and presence in my space. So real. Please, if you're coming at me, be real and be ready to receive real. I also share my experiences. So, like I said, I'm on my soapbox today. Y'all feel free to ask any questions that you may have. In this time, I will get to them. But I wanted to let y'all know, because y'all my community and we keep each other accountable. I failed, y'all. Like, straight up just failed. And if you don't know what I've been talking about, I've been studying for a board exam for months, thinking positively and praying, and I failed. I'm up here smiling though. I know that's confusing. All I see is growth. I really do. Now, one thing you have to know about me is that failure used to be devastating for me. I spent most of my life not wanting to fail. Like, I wouldn't even try if there was the slightest indication that I could fail. I feared failure. Recovering perfectionist. Anybody else? Anybody else know that feeling? But for some reason, I've been doing a lot of work and I can see the growth. And I was able to accept this failure. And I started looking for the lessons, because those are always the best part of failure, the lesson. And one might be being able to share this with you guys, acknowledging and standing in the defeat. Sometimes it's harder to tell people that you failed than it actually is to fail. Anybody feel that way? I truthfully don't lose anything if I decide to never take that exam again. But what I've realized in sitting in the failure and thinking about it and rationalizing it and talking to others about it, I lose the chance to have my voice heard in that room. And that I'm not okay with. But what does that mean? It means that A lot of people of color, and I've realized this in my own experience taking the bar exam, taking other financial exams, unconsciously have to step out of our own reality and answer questions as if we're a cis white male, because that's who normally creates the questions for these exams. So they put in their experience. I had a friend who was taking the bar and striving to pass, and that was truthfully my advice to him, that he had to step out of his reality of being a black male in America and think as a white male. I had to do the same thing in this exam, and I was fighting it because I wasn't thinking about the questions and didn't want to think about the questions in terms of the clients that I used to help, the multi-millionaires who can afford any recommendation that I make. I was thinking about the questions in terms of the clients that I seek to help, those that actually need financial planning to break generational curses. And those two don't mix. Those two categories of people need different things, but the CFP exam expects that everybody can afford umbrella insurance. Most people are struggling to afford health insurance. So now it doesn't compute that, the answer to this question, if I'm thinking about the people that I actually want to serve, can it afford umbrella insurance, let alone know what that is, know how it can help them. So that is why my voice needs to be, and other people of color need to be in this industry, so that we can kind of balance out the questions that are being asked or change the industry and help them realize, hey, there's somebody else's perspective that isn't being seen here, that isn't being acknowledged here. A better way to think about it is in terms of the bar exam. I've actually seen this either in a test question or on the bar. I don't remember. It was a while ago that I had to struggle through that trauma. But they'll have questions like, an officer breaks down the door to a house and eventually realizes that he's in the wrong place. What crime or tort has he committed? Now, let me tell you, I think we all know that the answer depends on whose house he broke into and what that person looks like. The answer will differ. Because sometimes in the real world, they say he hasn't committed a crime. We all know he has. So I say this to say, life is a journey. It's not always going to be fair. It's not always going to be just. But things happen for a reason. Failures happen for a reason. And no's may just mean not right now. But representation matters. Your voice needs to be wherever you feel posed to offer it. We need more financially savvy people in this industry, in this nation. And I honestly think that the requirements to get your certified financial planner exam are a great, designation, are a great place to start with financial education. I also know of several scholarships for people of color, so please DM me if you're interested and want to try it out. But this applies to anything and everything that you're doing or going through. Don't quit. Be consistent. Really sit in those dark moments and think, like, maybe it might be talking to others, talking to your wealth best friend, talking to someone to help you figure out why you're doing, what your motivation is, what the goal is, and if you should continue to do what you're doing or if there's a pivot on the horizon. But also find areas to be proud of yourself. You've accomplished a lot more than you give yourself credit for. Like, I've been stressing for the last few months studying, but I've also exercised 6 days a week and posted about it on my other page. And I've been And I've been doing that since July, which is crazy. I studied Spanish 7 days a week for the last 240 days while studying for a board exam and managing 2 businesses and working over 60 hours a week and doing virtual learning for my child and at some points for me. I've done a lot, and I can't be sad about all of the things that I've accomplished if one just didn't work out when I wanted it to. So I hope you're able to drop in the chat what you're proud of, because I want to stand for you. I want to be proud of you and scream it to the hilt. But just don't believe the voices in your head or outside. You are amazing. You are. And I hope you are having a wonderful Money Monday. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. I had to get that out, y'all. So let me check the comments, see if anybody has anything burning on the brain. If not, I'm going to let y'all get back to your regularly scheduled Monday. But just know, I appreciate you. I'm grateful that you showed up and that you're watching. And I will see you next Money Monday, because, I'll be here. Hey, everybody. Oh, Jalen has a question. Oh, thank you, Daily OJ. OG, I appreciate you for being proud. First time checking in. Yes, come back. I appreciate it. Very informal, very real. Hey, we are wrapping up. Jalen, I will DM you because we need to catch up, sir. Bye, y'all. Oh, no. Oh, I got his question. Okay, so Jalen says, what do you advise for people looking into rental properties but aren't aware of resources? Ooh. And yes, we will definitely get to that one in the DMs too, but rental, look at you investing, first of all. Yes, congrats. It's a big step to decide what you want to invest in. Now you've just got to decide what type of rental property investor you want to be, because you have multiple options. You can actually buy the house and rent it out. You can do real estate investment trusts, which are technically you buying an interest into properties and getting the income. You can do Airbnb after you buy the house. I've heard people are house hacking somehow, and not owning the house and still doing Airbnbs. Haven't looked into that as much, but if you're buying it, you definitely want to start thinking about loans. If you don't have the money already saved up, knowing the down payments, knowing that your credit's going to be involved. If you do have the money already saved up to buy the property, then you want to start thinking about having the right insurance in place, homeowners insurance, and letting them know that you plan to rent out the property, because they may have additional insurance that they want you to get. Looking into property taxes, because those are excessive in some states where you don't live in the house. It's not your primary residence. And then the same goes for loans too. Sometimes you have to live in the house for a few years before you can rent it out. Let me see what else you have to look into. You definitely want to do it's called the cap rate. You want to look at how much it's going to cost versus the income you're going to get. And that there's a calculation you can do to find out how much you should pay for the property. Based on that, you want to have a good CPA to go over depreciation with you. There's so much. Like, investing in real estate is definitely a very financial planning type area, because it does take looking at everything that you have going on and then making that decision. But like, I became a rental investor because I bought a house in Florida, thought I was staying, was there for a year, 2 years, and then had to leave to go to law school in Los Angeles. So I rented out the property, and it's been rented out ever since. So it wasn't me going into it and saying, yes, I'm going to invest in rentals. I did eventually start wanting to do that in California, but the developers, got to watch out for those, because they like paying cash for properties, and they will just X you out. So there's a lot to think of. We will definitely chat about this a little bit more. But I hope that answers some of the questions, some of the concerns. But there are a lot of resources out there and a lot of things to think about. Just most important for you to know, you're taking on a business. It's a business. It's going to require you to have separate finances, separate everything, even if it's still just on your schedule, your individual tax, because you can write off stuff. So it's technically looked at as something that has expenses and depreciation and all of the things. So I'll see y'all next Money Monday. Bye, y'all. Look at Rashana. Look at you. Rental. Look at her. She's a landlord too. I love my community. Thanks, y'all.